We have altered the deal. Pray that we do not alter it further. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, CG have done a little bit of background number checking and have changed the compensation that is coming towards people that got the 7-star Cassian Andor unlock. Not only that, we have had confirmation that triple drops will be arriving, which is gonna be fabulous. Everybody loves a little bit of triple drop action. Am I right? And there is a little bit of concern floating around right now around the new era leveling system. Are we getting more? Are we getting less? Is it becoming more expensive? Note that this is all speculation until the update goes live, which it probably is by the time this video goes out, but I must make video content when I can and when the information is available to me, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. All right, so I was pleasantly surprised when I jumped into my account today and I had an inbox message saying triple drop event. For a limited time, all light side battles, dark side battles, cantina battles, even mod battles and fleet battles are awarding triple drops on May the 6th. Revenge of the 6th, if you will. Note, this does not include Galactic Legend event tickets or affect other additive drops. In my experience, it tends to, but yeah, we haven't had a GL since PK Hondo, and we're still waiting for what is presumably the next Mandalorian GL coming after Rotta the Hutt in this new marquee. So let's go ahead and delete that one real quick. Customer support. We apologize for any inconvenience you may have incurred. Here are some items to help you along your way. 30,000 crystals. I'm going to have over 100,000 crystals. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's all coming together. Yeah. 105,000 crystals. Isn't that wonderful? So, let's talk about why I just got 100,000 crystals. Well, 105,000. Now, for one, there was the, in the store for May the 4th, we are having a, massive crystal May the 4th crystal cache thing. It's only available in the web store. It's not on here. It costs you $200 and it gets you 44,500 or 44,200 crystals. I bought that as a treat to myself. I was like, I want some crystals. It'll help me with the next marquee units that are coming out. And then CG gave me 30,000. So, if you remember, cast your minds back, ladies and gentlemen, to when the era of the anniversary, not era of anniversary, the era of Andor had that big snafu with everything going on in the Colosseum. People couldn't level up their units. People couldn't beat tier 6 or 7 of the Colosseum because of the changes that were made. Something went a little bit screwy, right? So CG did a whole bunch of stuff. They basically gave us, everybody had the materials to level up to 95. Granted, you still needed to have the stars to get those units up to 95, right? So if you had, I think it's like 5-star, 6-star, 7-star, they all have different thresholds of where you can go in terms of error levels. So somebody that was 3-star still can't go beyond 65, 4-star is like 75, 5-star, 85, 7-star to 95. I don't remember the nuance of it. But anyway, they gave everybody that. Now, in addition to that, they realized that people that had spent the most amount of money and sort of taken all of their characters up to 7-star and invested in some of the error leveling, they didn't get quite as much overall, so they wanted to also give them some compensation. Let's check out that post. You'll have to forgive me, but I'm just a little bit excited. I have been sent not 1, but 2 brand new lightsabers from Saber Universe to celebrate the release of the Mandalorian and Grogu films in cinemas shortly. There is something just a little bit extra special about these. Here we have 2 brand new Ahsoka Tano lightsabers, absolutely sick, just like Ahsoka Tano uses herself, as well as this absolutely sick dark saber. But what's special about these, if you can read just here, is that all of these lightsabers come with a custom inscription of your choice, so I just had to go with the Scribe Gaming engraving, making these unique 1 out of 1s. They will make really, really good gifts for the Star Wars fan in your life. So the hilts on these lightsabers are made out of aluminium, making them incredibly sturdy, but also the blades themselves are polycarbonate, so you can actually use these in dueling. The Ahsoka Tano lightsabers and the Darksaber are only available in pre-order until May 31st, where you'll be able to have an exclusive discount. After that, they'll be delivered around about June. Darksaber is priced at $300, but if you get it in the pre-order section, you are going to have it for $249.95. but I currently have a Scribe Gaming discount that'll get you an extra 10% off, bringing the price down to $224.96. The twin Ahsoka lightsabers are currently priced at $330, but if you get them in the pre-order period, you're going to get those for $279.95. Once again, using my discount code, you'll be able to get an extra 10% off that, bringing the price down to $251.96. Or if you just wanted a single Ahsoka lightsaber, it's going for $190 at the pre-order period, $159.95. With my additional 10% discount, you can get it for $143.96. So if you're looking to get some lightsabers for yourself, or maybe even a dark saber, go ahead and scan the QR code on the screen right now. It'll automatically apply my discount, or use the link in the description down below. And it was this one. This one over here has since been updated because CG did release another post around this compensation. Originally, if you can read this, for those of you who had Journey Guide Cassian at 7-star prior to today's update, in a future compensation, we'll be giving you 3,000 crystals. In addition to this, we will be giving you Episode Pass Plus for the duration of the New Republic era. 3 Pass Pluses in total. That's obviously been striked through because they're saying, see the latest message on the update for people who got 7-star Cassian prior to our fix. The above is no longer the compensation. So what is the new compensation? Well, we've kind of already seen it. This is what came through 8 hours ago by my time. Hello, Holotable Heroes. We've decided to change the original Pass Plus compensation. We will be sending eligible players 30,000 crystals as compensation instead. Don't forget, the eligible players are the people that got Cassian Andor to 7 stars prior to the fix going in, prior to all the snafus going on, right? Soon after this message goes out, eligible players will be sent 30,000 crystals to their inbox. Thank you for the patience, and see you on the holotables. Now, I've not seen what the comment section looks like for this. What are people saying? How about those who bought dollar packs but did not 7-star? I believe this is a completely separate compensation. From what I gather, from what I remember, CG was saying, if you spent money on those packs, you will be compensated in crystals at a later date. Imagine you get the Dirty Sanchez. I don't even know what that means. Wasn't that a TV show, Dirty Sanchez? I don't know. We apparently didn't spend enough. Are we getting a Pass Plus starting tomorrow? No, Mr. CMJ Stota 106. The 30k crystals is instead. I would like to know as well. Reading comprehension. Mine is terrible, but so is other people's apparently. Players that purchased other materials didn't get 7-star are out of luck. No. They're two separate issues. As far as I'm aware, let me double check. Yeah, so if you check out this one from 5 days ago, let's have a look. For those of you who purchased impacted merch after today's release, you will be compensated with crystals. So it's unclear to me that, is it just the people that purchased the packs during that era, during that small window where there was a bug in Colosseum and the error level system had changed so you couldn't actually level up your units because now it required like Mark 1 or Mark 2 or Mark 3 or Mark 4 that you couldn't get without spending either crystals or cash, right? I don't know if it's just that or the entire era. I can't imagine they're going to refund the entire era. That would be very generous. I mean, I'd be happy if they did. Why not? Throw more stuff at me, CG. Absolutely. But this is completely separate to the 7-star Cassian unlock, that 30,000 crystals. This is an entirely different thing, okay? So we haven't heard about that. I will chase Meathead on that later on. I'll see what he says. Right now, it's like 3 a.m. for him. I'm not going to message Meathead right now. That would be inconsiderate. So before we move on to the next little bit of news, we want to do a little bit of a comparison. 30,000 crystals compared to 3 Pass Pluses. What is the value comparison there, right? So if we go over to the web store, I've already bought the standard episode pass. I do that all the time. It's one of the best. It probably is the best recurring purchase in the game that you can make. And that usually costs you $20 for the month, right? So I can see over here, it's an extra $20 to go to the Pass Plus. So I think, because I've never bought it, I think the Pass Plus is $40 a month, which means that the original value was going to be 3,000 crystals plus 40 times 3, which is 120. So how much value is 3,000 crystals? I mean, it's hard to really say because the different price points are, like it becomes more valuable to buy a higher pack. So like the cost per crystal changes roughly. But if we were to just look at, around here. So we could say it's around 20 bucks, right? We could say it's around 20 bucks. You can see over here, 3,000. You can see this 21 over here is just around 3,000. So we could say that is 40, 80, 120 plus 20 is 140 pounds worth of value. 140 bucks worth of value was the original compensation they were giving to the 7-star Cassian Unlock players. Instead, we are now getting 30,000 crystals, just straight up. Not the 3,000 plus the 30,000, just the 30,000. Not that it's just 30,000 crystals. To keep this a fair comparison, because right now we have got some packs that are giving bonus drops because of May 4th, right? So we've got the May the 4th crystal offer. That's 50 bucks will get you 10,450 crystals. Now, in a normal environment, this is what you'd look at, right? It's a vault. A vault is 100 bucks for 16,500 crystals, right? So, I mean, we could use that as a base point. So if we took £100, right, or 100 bucks, and we divided it by 16,500, that's sort of like your price point per crystal, and we times that by 30,000, we are looking at roughly 181 bucks worth of crystals if we used that standard vault as a measurement, right? As a measurement of how much value this is. When you compare it to 3 Pass Pluses, which is 40, 80, 120, 140, technically speaking, you are getting more crystal value out of this, right? More crystal value. Now, there's a part of me that's kind of like, I see what you're doing, CG, right? I see what you're doing. By giving the crystals instead, it means that people that are looking to get the 7-star unlocks next time round, they're still going to buy that pass, right? That most people, as far as I'm aware, pretty much nobody does the Pass Plus. I don't know. I've never bought it. It just looks bad value to me, right? You get an extra 10 levels, essentially, on your episode track. That, to me, that's not worth 20 bucks, right? But the standard pass, I'll always buy it because it's great value. You get 20 shards of each character, right? So 2 marquees, 20 shards each. And then you get boatloads of really good materials. Let's just jump over here and have a look, right? Or I would. Let's try that once more with feeling, ladies and gentlemen. All these rewards at the top here are just so good. You'll get 20 shards of 2 of the marquees. You get additional episode currency, which will help you buy things like the new FDCs that are coming out, Chirotech, all of the signal data, mod slicing mats. Like, really good. I don't care about Zetas personally, but a lot of people will. Zimbiddles, I'll never turn down things like Zimbiddles, never turn down things like impulse detectors. Obviously, you get more materials to error level up your units in Colosseum and in the upcoming error-based PvP combat mode, so that's useful. Yes, you get Chirotech. Chirotech to me, obviously not that useful because the only characters that we gear at this point, or the only characters that I gear, are Conquest units. The likelihood of me using these is very slim. But yeah, Gerda keypads, great. Omicrons, great. Aeromags, great. Droid brains, great. Like, all of this stuff that you get is really valuable. So I'll always buy it. So when you look at this next figure, it's very clear to me why CG changed it from giving us 3 Pass Pluses, which in my opinion is not actually worth 40 bucks. I only really care about the standard pass. The extra 10 levels is kind of, yeah, don't get me wrong, it's nice. You get more currency, basically. You don't get anything extra here, but you'll be getting 10 pulls of this, essentially. So you get an extra 380,000 error leveling currency, and you'll get, who knows, between 3,500 and 20,000 episode currency. Anywhere in that range, right? But this is the kicker. This is the kicker. If we were to go over to swigger.gg, check out the player data for everybody that unlocked Cassian, and you look at the 7-star count, there were 3,069 people that got a 7-star Cassian. So if you take 3,069 and you times it by 3 standard, not plus, standard episode passes, which will be 20, 40, 60, times that by 60, you are looking at $185,000. That's why they took it away. Okay? Don't get me wrong, 30,000 crystals is still 30,000 crystals. It's still good compensation. It's very good compensation, truth be told, because as a person that did spend on a 7-star unlock of Cassian day 1, well, not day 1, day 7, I didn't think anything that went wrong warrants me getting 30,000 crystals. I don't think it warranted me getting 3 free episode pass pluses and 3,000 crystals. You know, like, I'll take it. It's nice. I'll take it for sure. But this way, like, all these people that got the 7-star Cassian, yeah, they're still doing this. They're still getting this. But if we, and that's just for Cassian. If you were to compare it to Maul, right? Because Maul Hate Fueled, his event is coming back today. but it's not active yet. So this player data should still be true of what it was like at the end of the era of the anniversary, 3,809. So you're still seeing the same sort of thing, 3,809 times that by $60. You see what I mean? Like, it's a lot of dineros that they can potentially have. You know, somewhere in the region of about $200,000 that they're looking at over a 3-month period. I know it's not in grand scheme of things for CG. I know it's not like a huge, massive, overarching moneymaker that they're looking at, but it's still significant. It's still a significant amount of money, and that's why they give crystals, because now we still have to buy those passes. I want to make it absolutely clear, I'm not mad about this change. 30,000 crystals to me means I can easily just buy the surge packs of the characters coming up. I've got 105,000 crystals now, so I know this entire next era, I've got the unlock. I have a 7-star Jabba, right? Not Jabba, Rotta. I'm okay with that, right? I think the problem comes in is if CG have not jumped the gun per se, but were so keen to get the news out that don't worry guys, you're getting compensated, you're going to get 3 pass pluses for those people that got the 7-star unlock. For them to say that and then retract it, it just makes us think, hang on, why? Hang on, why, right? So again, I'm not mad. I still think the compensation is actually really good. And it doesn't include anybody that's spent on the materials. I don't know, again, if it's true, if it's just that window or the entire era. I would be surprised if it was the entire era. I think the compensation here is very, very good. The way I look at it is, I got the 7-star units, I took them to 85 for free, I went from 85 to 95, Relic 2 to Relic 6 is a huge jump in materials for 7 characters, makes it easy now for me going into the era battle that we're about to have in the coming month. That makes it so much easier for me to take those units from Relic 6 up to Relic 9/10 for Cassian. So I'm really happy with this compensation. I think it's great, personally. Okay, let's talk about the next interesting point, though. We did talk, triple drops are coming. You can hoard your energy. You've got it for a day, basically, but double drops are active right now. I would just spend all your energy, have a good time, get lots of drops. The next part is the little bit more concerning part, okay? And this is to do with the new way that we are leveling up era units. Okay, I always forget where it is. Eras. Okay, over here. If we were to look, I don't know if this is going to be... Is this going to show the 85 still? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, so we have to make a couple of assumptions, first of all. Couple of assumptions. First and foremost, we are going to assume that the unlock for Rotta is going to be the same equivalent level of investment as previously. The hard number, the level that we see will be different because they've stretched out all the era levels with 40 free levels, right? So you have to assume that 85 plus 40, 125 will be the unlock level. It might be plus minus a couple of levels based on how they stretch it out, but you have to assume that, right? Secondly, we have to assume right now that there are no changes in terms of what is accessible free to play and what is accessible pay to play. Okay, so if we were to, I need to go back up and put the materials on here. So toggle the materials on and let's go all the way down. I really wish end would work here. So if we were to look at this, you could see the materials required. Yeah. Well, okay, no, they've changed them now. They have changed them now. Darn, that's frustrating. So this is based on the new leveling structure, right? Hang on, I think I've got some screenshots. Okay, so it turns out somebody in my community, Grogu, shout out to Grogu, has been looking at all of the information that we have available to us in terms of what does it cost for us to level up each of these units up to the maximum error level that we need for the unlock. Now again, I'm assuming that 125 is going to be the unlock. I know that the post that we had within the newsletter said 131 or something like that. I'm just going to assume it's actually 125 because that's 40 error levels higher. That makes sense to me, okay? So, based on the information here, it looks like it's suggesting that the new cost is significantly higher. Now, I want to propose this with the biggest fistful of salt that you can find, okay? The biggest fistful of salt, all right? Because in the old system, right? in the old system, before the Era Vandal, right, we used to have to buy 4 of the tier 7 packs and 5 of the tier 8 packs, which worked out at about 180 bucks essentially, right, on top of all the other costs. And this isn't per character, this is in total across all the characters, right? That should get you enough materials to take all your characters to 85, apart from the Journey Guide character, because you don't need to do that in order to unlock the Journey Guide character, right? In this new one, it is suggesting that you need 4 of the tier 7s, but 20 of the tier 8s. Now, there is a big stat post here that says packs may change, and that's absolutely true, which means the cost would have gone up by 300 bucks. Now, I'm going to be real here, and we're going to go full screen. In no world do I see this happening. I do not see CG just deciding, you know what, let's make it 300 bucks more expensive to get a 7-star character unlock day 1. And I know for certain there's going to be people in the comment section that'll be like, yeah, that's exactly what CG is going to do. I know people are going to think that, and I understand the concern. However, I really don't think that this is going to be the cost. I don't think we'll see any increase in cost. I think what's going to happen is, because of the additional mats that we need now, they're either going to be incorporated into the high tier levels of the Colosseum battles, or the packs that we purchase are going to have their materials increased to reflect this new change. Okay, because it's really not in CG's interest to pump this up. We've already seen the 7-star unlocks that we've got. Only 3,000-ish people got those 7-star unlocks. That is not many people. And if you want to try and add an extra 300 bucks to that cost for those 3,000 people, you're going to see that 3,000 people drop to down to like 100 people. People are not, you know, I whale plenty. That is way out of my appetite. I'm not doing that. Not a chance in hell. That's just not happening, okay? And CG is not stupid when it comes to money like this. You know, they are going to do something that's going to get the right number of people investing the right amount of money, right? As far as they are concerned. So I think we need to take this information with a huge grain of salt, okay? Because the packs may change, the rewards that we get from Colosseum may change, and the rewards that we get through marquees may change over time. We only have information so far on R5D4, which is what are the rewards that you get for doing his marquee. And we know that as the marquees go on, the tiers of the rewards and the amount that you get increases gradually. So I wouldn't be surprised to see if, oh, well, we do have marquee number 6. That's something. So, I mean, that gives us, what is that? That's some of the Mark 7s. So it looks like it's not giving you any of the Mark 8s, but we're still getting some of the Mark 7s. And has that increased? That would be the interesting part, right? 2,100. That's still currently the exact same rewards from the marquee. So maybe the marquee is not going to increase, which means we're going to probably see the same amount. But I mean, that kind of tracks here with the 4 times 7. So who knows? Who knows? It's too early to tell at this point, guys. And we don't know what you get from the Journey Guide necessarily, I don't think. Yeah. That's kind of that. So it is a little bit concerning. You know, CG did say that these 40 error levels are free. So, and it has looked like it's lifting the, it's like raising the bottom floor rather than adding it on top, if you know what I mean, if that makes any sense. It's like we're basically everybody's getting up at the start for free. The top end is probably the same. Here's one other really cool note that I really like about this change. Now, as we all know, CG have been gradually sort of addressing various bottlenecks, right? We're slowly getting more signal data. They've put Zeta mats inside of the Omicron battles now. Not Omicron battles, the Omega battles, right? 3 of them every single day is huge. They added a bunch into the first time rewards for Sector 9 of the Cantina. But the coolest thing is over here. Now, free-to-play players are getting the Zetas on marquees. Check it out. Because look, we know that free-to-play players, based on the post that CG put out, said that there is not going to be any change to the free-to-play player experience. You will still get Gear 12 for free if you engage in the Colosseum. That's true of everybody. By the end of the era, if you've been playing the era, doing the marquees, climbing in Colosseum, everybody should get to error level 65. That is now going to change, and instead of error level 65, we're going to assume that you get to like error level 105. Technically speaking, these materials, these Mark 6 materials, are all freely accessible. You don't need to spend any money or crystals to get these. You should be able to get them through like doing Colosseum and just leveling up your units, right? Or leveling up the tiers of the Colosseum, right? So technically, all of this here is still Mark 6, still Mark 6, still Mark 6, still Mark 6. So technically, we might be able to get to error level 110, which is gear 12 plus the left-hand side. So more gear for free-to-play people. But not only that, you can see we actually get the Zeta now much earlier. Over here, check it out. At error level 90, which is definitely, you know, that's gear, what, 9, 10, something like that? At that section, yeah, it's gear 9. You're getting the Zetas. So you will no longer have to spend any Zetas on new marquees, ever again. That's a huge win, right? Isn't that just an enormous win? You no longer need to worry about Zeta mats. So your Zeta mats now only really go towards Galactic Legend unlocks, potentially to Journey Guide unlocks, but I doubt it because error level 90 should be easy. And Conquest unlocks. Like, that's so huge. And we're getting so many more Zeta mats now through those Omega battles. Over time, Zetas are going to be a crunch of the past. So this is a huge, huge positive win. It looks like no matter how high you take the unit, you never get the Omicron though. Even if you go up to level 135, you don't get the Omicron on the unit. That's okay, as far as I'm concerned. We actually earn enough Omicrons over time to basically get everything on the new characters when they come out. If you are sort of top end and you've got all your Galactic Legends, you're doing all the Ultimate Journeys and all that sort of thing. But this is one final really big win, if you ask me. So, what are your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe? You saving up for the triple drops? Are you excited about the upcoming change that gives you Zeta materials, or are you a little bit nervous about the increased cap in error levels? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. Hit a like on the video before you go, baby. Thank you so much, and I will see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.